Hello there, people of the world. Good to see you again. Adam here at humanitarianismcom, where we're solving all the problems in the world. How do we do that? Well, we have to understand that the foundation of solving all these problems is true freedom in society, okay? What is it we need right now? How long would you live without air? So air is the first essential thing that we need, a first physiological requirement, if you think of it in terms of how long can you live without it, right? Next up is probably water, and then food, and then shelter, right? Surely those things should be human rights. Surely those are the things that the government, who we are forced to pay every time we get paid, 20-30% sliding scale, forced to pay. And in return, surely, if this is a benevolent government, if this is a benevolent community that we're funding, we should be returned to those basic essential physiological requirements, right? Otherwise, what are we funding? War? Black projects? Vanity projects? Nothing is changing, right? So we have to understand that the government simply isn't executing what is otherwise quite a good concept. I don't subscribe to this political spectrum, right? So, but historically, I'm not that old, but in the past, from my 20s, I would just consider myself to be left-wing, right? Because it's the innate, obvious thing to do. It seems more benevolent. But what we need to understand is that this political spectrum is but a charade, bread and circuses, right? These are two opposite conditions that they keep presenting to us. And it's sort of like, oh, no, you don't. Oh, yes, you do. And so they're going to have this, firstly, this hidden hand, if you like, which is, if you remember the Fabian society symbol, which is a wolf in sheep's clothing. So they understand the human psyche, right? They understand how to manipulate human beings on an emotional level. And then before that, they're going to put these wicked right-wingers, right? These fascist, whatever you want to think of them as. Boris Johnson, Twat Wangcock, right? All of these insane people, and really it just doesn't come down to a left-wing, right-wing thing like I was saying. But they need that dialectic in society so that we keep going, we keep voting these people in because we think they're going to be changed, but no, it's all coming from the same despotic government. But that's a bit of a digression, because what we want to focus on in this video is how to solve all these things. And the reason why I have digression is that we need to understand that the government is not going to eradicate poverty. The government is not going to ameliorate inequality, right? If they were thinking about doing that, they would have done that as quickly as they brought out these vaccine passports, right? So they're clearly not interested. They're not incentivized to do this. So what we need to do is to do that ourselves, right? And we are the people, we are the power, we are the 99%, we are the government, right? So all we've got to do is come together. And so this is really important, because what precedes this is obviously a raising of human consciousness. Because I don't want you to see this as like, oh, that's just his project over there. This needs to be like, we're just spinning around on a microscopic rock in space. Let's not forget that, right? We are one organism, essentially. And we need to start operating in unity and not division. Remember, divide and rule is the oldest trick in the book. So once we come together, and I'm proposing that we do that at humanitarianismcom, and please subscribe and like these videos. Let's get this algorithm on YouTube working so that we can start building up this community real fast. And what we're going to do is we're going to ultimately create a 21st century taxation model, which is transparent, right? Truly transparent, democratic, and ultimately optional, right? Those three things, none of which are in our current system of taxation and government. So this is a sort of government 2.0, right? I don't really want to use the word government, because it's governmente, mind control, mind governing, right? So what we need to do is liberate ourselves, ultimately, first and foremost. That's how we solve poverty. That's how we ameliorate inequality. That's how we end all of the things that we see in society. Why do people get into prostitution? Why do people gamble? It's because they are in a position of scarcity, and they feel like they're forced into doing things just simply because of money. They want a means to an end. They want to make enough money to stay warm at night, and they need to feed their children, perhaps. So this is a horrible situation to find ourselves in. And of course, that's not by all means like the common scenario. But what is the common scenario is us going into these tiny little cubicles that we call offices and staring at screens all day. And this is restricting our consciousness into a contracted state of awareness, which could be said to be the ego. And we're being pulled on our lower nature so that we never elevate into these higher chakras and start to illuminate the world with the simple solution, which is true freedom in society. Once we have shelter, energy, food and water, those things provided for us freely from the comfort of our own doors, from our own homes, right? then we can start to focus on working for people who actually need help, as opposed to people who just want help because they've got enough money and they want another vanity project, and then when they've done that, they want another one, and they want another one. And we're like hamsters on a wheel, running around and around and around and around and around. We're not going anywhere fast because we keep serving this hierarchical status quo, this capitalistic model that clearly hasn't served us whatsoever. And so they've psyoped us by thinking of, making us think of the EU and these bigger structures as communist. But really, all that communism is binding people together for capitalism. There is no vision in the EU, for example. But again, that would be another digression. The point of this video is to get you, to inspire you, hopefully, to see that this is such a simple solution for humanity. We've got the technology here, right? The 21st century is all about this liberation. We're moving into the Satya Yuga. Existence, consciousness, bliss, right? This is what we are. It's our authentic state. We're meant to be free. We're meant to be well. Let's bring well-being back into society. And let's stop being incentivized solely to make money, right? And it's not to say that we should discard all of these elements. There are many aspects of capitalism that actually operate, but there is no foundation. And that foundation is shelter, energy, food and water as basic human rights. Above this, we will have a cryptocurrency-based, token-based system where you buy jumpers, where you buy plants, and where you buy chairs and tables and whatever it is, t-shirt, holidays, tickets, gigs, whatever, all that stuff, fine. But let's not deny ourselves the basic things that we actually need to exist. Let's have a look at the animals, right? Let's look around and survey the natural world. We're the only species on this tiny little rock that are charging ourselves for existence, but of course we're not charging ourselves for existence. We're having it imposed on us because we've been born into a world that has removed those four things. And as soon as those four things are removed, we now have to surrender our sovereignty. We have to therefore go into these workspace environments, and we have to, like I say, Monday blues, TGI Friday, hamsters on a wheel, and this is restricting our consciousness, which is leading us into this sort of Squid Game type society that we know, Orwellian dystopian 1984 situation that we found ourselves in. So if you want to alleviate this suffering in the world, if you want to raise human consciousness and join a fast-growing movement towards more freedom, abundance, well-being in the world, please join humanitarianismcom. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. I was unfortunately deleted and censored from YouTube, and so I'm back again trying to build this up. If you'd like to see uncensored content, please go onto BitChute Humanity Collective or Odyssey Humanity Collective. Just search those things. And we can start building up a real community, and I'll be doing some live content, and we'll have a discussion in the comments, and you can please first and foremost go onto the website, go through the why, the how, the when, the what, all of that kind of stuff, and then you can begin to see how this is such a simple reality. So we're going to be crowdsourcing land in suburban areas, and we're going to therefore acquire that land, and that's going to be held in common by the charity, which is representing the people. And then we're going to be crowdsourcing as a second phase these democratic co-housing environments, which you can scope out at humanitarianismcom, where you will see clearly how we can fulfill these basic physiological needs once we have achieved this psychological shift behind the housing industry, which is all hierarchical at the minute, which is why we're not seeing any change, because it's all happening for profit. But we need to start working for ourselves. We need to start working as a team. And that's what I'm campaigning for here at humanitarianismcom. So I'll be making more videos again in the future. So in a nutshell, true freedom is the solution to everything. The more you cast your mind upon this and meditate on this topic, you will begin to see that that is the truth. Does that mean that people will become idle and lazy? Absolutely not. Is that in our innate nature? No. As children, we're very inquisitive. We want to learn. We don't need to be forced to learn. It's a natural process. And unfortunately, Western education has led us into this mess that we're currently in. So we can talk about that in the future as well. But right now, all I'm going to say to you is thank you very much for watching this video. Please subscribe, like, let's get this algorithm going. Let's get this message out into the world. We are the people, we are the power, we are the 99%. I'll see you in the next video.